doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right. Hey. 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 Oh, boy. I am so glad the weekend's here, everybody. Hey. Hey. Oh, I love my In Touch magazine. They have poll questions, which I love. You know, Art, I'm glad we're back on the poll question thing. In a minute, you guys, I'm going to give you the new poll question. Actually, there are two of them that have been posted to the Wendy Williams Experience website. I realize that we've neglected the poll question. That's mostly because Art was on hiatus for a moment, and then when he came back, there was just a plethora of work to catch up on. And anyway, so we're back with the poll questions on the website. The website for this radio program is the WendyWilliamsExperience.com. Now, in Touch, their question was, has the Brad Pitt-Angelina Jolie gossip changed your opinion of him? 63% of people say yes, 37% of people say no, and one woman, Michelle Walker, says, I used to see Brad as wholesome and dedicated husband, but now he's changed into a bad boy. Yeah, but don't we love bad boys? Also, a question here. This is based on the Jessica Simpson, Nick Lachey story, which, you know, I'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. Actually, I talked about it earlier. Is, do you get along with your in-laws? Do you get along with your in-laws? This is not on our website. I'm about to give you our poll question in a moment. The Brad Pitt one wasn't on our website either. Just hold off. But do you get along with your in-laws? 79% of people say yes, and 29% of people say no. Here's another one from In Touch. Do you feel sorry for Martha Stewart? 11% of people say yes, and 89% of people say no. And as far as the wedding scene, whose wedding would you rather attend? 72% of people say Paris's, and 28% of people say Nicole's. Well, you know, these two are like at battle. They're like battle ready for who's going to have the most fabulous wedding. I love Nicole Richie, and I don't care about Paris Hilton, but given a chance to go to one or the other's wedding, I would want to go to Paris's. Because, you know, there's going to be more drama, more celebrity sightings, and probably more fabulosity. I mean, I heard Paris is trying to talk to Prince William about using Buckingham Palace for her. I mean, just really. But yeah, whose wedding would you rather attend? Anyway, let's get to our poll question. The first poll question that we have on our website is based on, I can't believe somebody's actually putting this out here, but, you know, we're going to go with this for our own website, too. As a matter of fact, do you have the piece of paper that I actually gave you that poll question from, Art? No. The official, the website that I got it from. All right. Well, anyway, the question was, do you think Usher is gay? I'm still feeling weird about putting that on the website. You know what I mean? But it's just people's opinion. We're not accusing of anything. And I was just shocked to see that. You know, I surfed the web to see what all is going on. All right. One of the interns assists me in surfing the web. You know, I don't know how to do it. And we got to this particular website, and I couldn't believe they had that as a poll question. That was the poll question today. So I don't know what the results are from theirs, but I'll have our results on Monday. Do you think Usher is gay? That's one poll question up there. Shout out to you, Usher. I didn't start this. It got started on another website, but I'm going with it. And the other question is based on a story out of Los Angeles, California. This woman, Shannon Castile, had an April Fool's joke pulled on her, and now she's turning around and suing a radio station in California. Apparently, the radio station promised to give away a Hummer, and she was the grand prize winner, and what she ended up winning was a radio-controlled toy Hummer. So she was humiliated, and she got herself a lawyer named Scott Perlman, and they are suing the radio station, saying that the radio station violated California law and FCC regulations by misrepresenting the prizes being offered. Her suit is asking for $60,000, the cost of the Hummer. Now, there are 8 people in the room. Out of the 8 people, because I asked this question yesterday, you guys might not have been here, or maybe it was behind the scenes, I can't even, oh no, you know what, it was during the bonus hour. 8 people in the room, 7 people raised their hands in my room and said that they would sue. I was the only one who kept my hand down, like how stupid. What a stupid society we live in. Everybody is suing for everything. What do you have? No job? You can afford to run back and forth to court, and a $60,000 lawsuit, you're still not going to be able to buy a Hummer because your attorney is going to take 75% of it, without you even realizing it. But I wouldn't sue. So that's another poll question. Based on this story, and Art has put the story on our website, in case you forget what I just said. Based on that story, would you sue? Yes or no? Okay, so there's 2 poll questions. The Usher one, and then would you sue? And there you have that. And Mariah Carey, she's such a diva. Well, you know what? We have something in common, actually. And I don't really think it's diva-y. I just think it's, it's prudent to be mindful of germs. No disrespect, but, like she was doing a radio interview with this wacky DJ someplace. Anyway, but prior to the interview, she was doing a big handshaking autograph session, and the fans were excited, and they were outside the studio. And when she came in to do her interview, the DJ, she stopped it for a moment. The DJ was like, "What do you have there?" And so Mariah says, I got to clean my hands. And so he asked, "Is this a demand?" Like a diva demand. And here's her quote: "This is a demand. It is just really essential because I can't get germs because I've touched a lot of fans outside." It's not exactly like people should take this the wrong way. Everybody should wash their hands all the time. You're outside touching things. You're touching door handles. You're touching subway straps. You're touching the steering wheel in your own car, which, unbeknownst to you, a million germs on that steering wheel. You're touching the grocery shopping carts and whatnot. And I have a bad habit of touching things and then using my pinky nail to, grab an eye booger. You wear a lot of mascara and stuff like that. Stuff collects in the corner of your eye. Probably the worst thing I could be touching is, up here, right here. Or I do that a lot. I'm surprised I don't get conjunctivitis a lot more. I might get a wicked case of it like twice a year, But, I don't find anything wrong with that. So in Hawaii, everyone, this guy, an American tourist from Connecticut, peace out, Connecticut, was mugged twice within 5 minutes while he was walking along at, 3:25 a.m. So this fool was out. His name is Derek Schul. He's 50. And he was walking, oceanside, on a street, but near the ocean. And a dark-colored SUV pulled up alongside him. 3 men got out. They looked to be about in their 30s. And they forced him to give up his wallet, and then they drove away. Well, 5 minutes later, same dude was approached by 4 males, including 2 juveniles. And they came out of the bushes. Ha-ha! And they demanded his wallet. But, of course, his wallet had just been stolen. So 2 of the 4 men decided to start punching and kicking this guy. Oh. Well, he suffered minor injuries and he refused medical attention. It's got to be really embarrassing, in something. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, but it's also sad that at 50 years old, you haven't learned that there's no place safe for you to be at 3:25 in the morning, except for in a protected car going, from the valet parking at a club to your house. I mean, certainly not walking along the street is what I'm trying to say, by yourself. Yeah, the kids got out there, and then he didn't have a wallet. They knocked him to the ground and punched him. It's terrible. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? Here's another crazy story. There was this woman who was arrested. Did you hear about this? On child neglect after she gave birth while she was drunk. Oh. Well, her name is Melissa Tanner. She's 37. And her blood alcohol content level was 3 times the legal limit when she gave birth to her baby girl on June 30th. She was held in jail with a bond set at $30,000, and the baby was placed in foster care. That'll learn you.
She celebrated early.
I mean, truth be told, I couldn't wait to, push out and straighten up and go home and have some champagne or something like that. I knew I couldn't because I knew I had to breastfeed. And I didn't stop breastfeeding after a week because I wanted a drink, but that certainly was a great reliever. Like, oh my gosh. And I did celebrate. I had, champagne and got back into my regular routine.
She didn't get drunk.
Crazy dieting and having a little sip. You can't do those things when you're breastfeeding, though. You can't diet crazy. You know, you got to eat all your foods and, you know, and you can't have your drinks. Sidebar, or your chief, for those of you out there who still get into that. Anyway, so she reportedly has 6 kids already. And she told police that she and another person had consumed a case of beer prior to going to the delivery room.
Wow.
No, let me guess.
Wow.
PWT? Yeah, that would be safe to say. Probably. Rounding out this week's news, I was telling you yesterday that Trina is going to be opening her modeling agency called Diamond Dolls to uplift women who have low self-esteem. She also has a new CD in store September 13th called The Glamorous Life, featuring Young Buck, Snoop, and Little Scrappy. I've never met this woman before in my life. She's never come and interviewed with me, and I would certainly like Elisa Payne. She's the celebrity booker for the show. She does such a great job. Elisa, let's see about getting the Diamond Princess. I would love to meet her and talk to her about all of her ventures. She's got a perfume. She's got, a bunch of different hustles on the side. I mean, she's a regular Harriet Hustle.
There's only one of those.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm letting her use my name for the purpose of the story, Did you hear the story about Mark Anthony? He fashions himself an artist and photographer, along with being a singer in his own right and the boss of his wife, apparently, Jennifer Lopez. So apparently he stunned hotel guests and the staff by refusing to draw a sketch for a charity auction, instead writing F-U on a slip of paper. Everyone was drawing caricatures and doing little drawings and stuff to be framed, to be auctioned off for a celebrity auction. And Mark sketched F-U for a frame and passed it in as his work. The auction's supposed to be taking place on eBay. And guess what? That slip of paper will be framed and put on eBay, too. The auction, well, you know what? Go to eBay and look for this particular celebrity auction. I have no idea which one it is. But it's for charity, and it's caricatures, celebrities drawing caricatures. Mm-hmm. Oh, and in divorce news, I was telling you yesterday, I'm surprised that so many people didn't know that Shanice and Flex Alexander, a divorce, that marriage is a wrap. Of course, Jessica and Nick, that's a wrap. I told you about that yesterday. I got more to that story someplace in this mess, this pile of mess I call a desk. You know what? I actually told that story a little bit earlier, so I don't know if you care. Rewind your tape if you happen to take the show. Snoop, though, what I was talking about divorce. Snoop is not divorcing his wife. Now, I think I told you all that a while back, that they were going to divorce, and, he decided to act up and get into, what do you call that, softcore porn that Snoop is involved with? Hardcore porn? It's softcore. Mm-hmm. I mean, in addition to that, I'm sure she probably caught him out there a bit and decided that she'd had enough. So, Shantae is his wife. They've been married for 8 years. Snoop decided to straighten up and act like a man. Use a grown-ass man dog. You can't even stand on your own 2 feet. Well, this is what he says. Here's his quote. I love this. He says, I fell back in love with my wife and my kids. A lot of times you get cloudy. The music industry is a mother, man, and it'll take your vision and blur it. But I need my wife and I need my kids. So if you hear about divorce, it'll be my wife divorcing me, because I won't be divorcing her. Love that. Hey, you, keep it here. We got more coming up.
Wendy, man.
My oldest brother, he told me he had a very good surprise. The surprise was that he turned himself into a woman.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Oh, yeah. Friday afternoon in the city, 24 minutes after 4 o'clock. The Wendy Williams Experience is in full effect. A special shout out to everybody in Jersey. Everybody listening from deep into Jersey, all the way up into the tippy top. at Edgewater, Jersey City. Thanks. So the WBLS Hummer is going to be hitting the streets at 3 o'clock today. 3 o'clock Sunday. 3 o'clock Sunday. They're going to be at the Bronx Suzuki on Sunday at 3 p.m., which is on Boston Road in the Bronx. You can enjoy lunch hosted by Bob Lee, catered by Michelle Walker of Ozzy Christine's. You can find out more about Ozzy Christine's, their catering company. Go to the website for that at ozzychristines.com. And plus, you can enter to win a new Suzuki car. Oh, yeah, sounds interesting all of a sudden, right? Yeah. Free food and a new car. 3 p.m. Sunday at the Bronx Suzuki on 4070 Boston Road. Also, don't forget tonight, the place to party is Mount Vernon Lounge 42 West Broad Street in the Fleetwood section of Mount Vernon. It's the WBLS live broadcast, and doors open up at 11 p.m. The party goes until 4 o'clock in the morning. It'll be fun for everybody. It's a grown and sexy party, too. 23 and older for the ladies and 25 and older for the gentlemen. And one more thing I wanted to remind you about. Today turned out to be just a beautiful day, right? I know many people, I know you all, there are a lot of people who wake up at the crack of dawn, to head to your jobs and stuff like that. Your morning commute was probably hell. I know in Jersey, when I woke up about maybe 7:30 this morning. The rain was coming down in buckets, and I turn on my family at Fox 5, and I see Mike Woods is standing in Coney Island, and there's no rain at all. So that was my sign that, okay, the rain is going to go away. And then the little picture showed, partial sun with a big cloud and then the rain coming down. So I was like, okay, well, it must be only raining over, Montclair, Caldwell, because it's not raining in Coney Island. He's not even mentioning rain. So I'm glad. And good afternoon to Mike Woods. Art reached and I gave him the eye. I saw what you were about to do. Let him breathe. What's up, Yonkers? On Sunday, WBLS will be in Yonkers for the Yonkers African American Day Parade and Festival. It's going to be on Radford Street and South Broadway in Yonkers. The parade starts at 2 p.m. There's some fun right there in the YO. Alrighty, so let's continue, and we've got the Hour of Truth. We're rolling through the afternoon. Don't forget, Vaughn Harper 2 is up at 7 o'clock on 107.5 WBLS. Hey, everybody. Yes, indeed. It's the Wendy Williams Experience. And Michael Jackson's former publicist, Bob Jones. Now, we know that name, so he got credibility right there. Do you recognize that name, Bob Jones? Well, along with a Jackson family friend named Stacey Brown, I don't know her, have written a tell-all book about Michael Jackson. It's called Michael Jackson, the Man Behind the Mask. I don't know when it's available, but it's on Select Books, Inc. for $21.95. Well, he apparently worked for Michael Jackson for some years, and this is what he says on the criticisms that he's received on this book. It's a book about my tenure. I did not have a confidentiality agreement. I think loyalty rings both ways. That pretty much says people say what they want to say, but those people don't pay my bills. So what it sounds like is he's going to be like ripping the lid off of a lot of stuff that he either saw or took part with Michael Jackson. Now, here's what he says about being paid $300,000 to $500,000 a year by Michael Jackson. Ish. Not to any black person that I know. Need I say more? So what he's saying is, as a black man, he never got that kind of money, and you would never get that kind of money rolling with Michael Jackson if you were black. Is that what he's saying? There were some Rolls Royces that were given to attorneys. Oh, see, Negroidian gifts, but not the money. But I don't know of any gifts that were that that were of that nature given to any black people who were on the payroll. I don't know where people came up with those figures. That I guess that he was getting paid $300,000 to $500,000. This is what he says regarding, did Gladys Knight really discover the Jackson 5? He says, that's correct. And listen, how about Paula Abdul's affair with Jackie Jackson? This is what he says about that in the book. That supposedly took place when they were getting ready for the Victory Tour. The rumor has it that Jackie's ex-wife Enid, who's now deceased, followed them into a drive-in theater in Los Angeles, out in the valley, and created quite a havoc. There was a physical altercation, and Paula is no angel. Yeah, see, it's things like that that make you think that Paula Abdul and Corey Clark really did have their thing going down. Let's remember, Paula Abdul is no innocent. And didn't she go from Jackie to another Jackson, allegedly?
Yeah, Marlon.
Wasn't she at one point involved with Magic Johnson? I'm not sure. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. All right, then we'll fall back on that. Here's what Elsie says in the book. The public has shown Diana Ross. The public has shown her what she is. She's such a pain in the ass. She can't get work. The same thing you meet on your way up is the same thing that you meet on your way down. You can make life very difficult just by your actions. Isn't it rather ironic that Gladys Knight, who really wasn't a top priority when she was with Motown, has year-long gigs in Vegas, and Diana Ross can't get arrested? Oh my God, he is making a point. He's talking about nowadays. Is this all making sense as I'm telling you?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, all right, I'm going to read you one more passage. This is dealing with Michael Jackson's skin lightening. I would imagine, and the only thing I can attribute to it is self-hate. I never visited his dermatologist with him, but I have heard the rumblings, as well as you have, that he could have possibly been a guinea pig for a new drug. I don't know, because I know I have no reason to change my color or have plastic surgery, and it was offered to me too. My boss offered it to me if I wanted to have my nose done. Well, remember, his boss was Michael Jackson. So the book is called Michael Jackson, The Man Behind the Mask. It's $21.95 on select books, and it's written, it's a book by, I don't know if they actually wrote it, Michael's former publicist, Bob Jones, and a family friend, Stacey Brown. How am I looking on this break? Okay. All right, good. Goody gumdrops. Dreamgirls, by the way, begins filming January 8th. I mean, I'm watching this closely because I think a lot of people are interested in going to see Dreamgirls, the big screen movie. I don't go to the movies, but I wouldn't mind getting this on DVD, with all the star power in it. And I don't know whether Kelly Price actually got the role or not. I mean, still, they're only listing... Hell, this press release doesn't even have Beyonce as a part of it. Oh, yes, it is. Beyonce's going to play Dina Jones, and Jamie Foxx is going to play Curtis Taylor Jr., and Usher's going to be the songwriter CeCe White. And there's an open casting call still, they're saying, that was held on June 18th for the role of Effie. That's all they say. Now, the role of Effie is the role that Kelly Price was going after. I don't know if Kelly can act or not, but she's got a hell of a voice. But this is not Broadway. This is the film version. And you don't need a hell of a voice for the film version because they can dub you over, right? Mm-hmm. Right. I was telling you guys the other day about Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, but I lost Jackie's actual quotes. So if you don't mind, I can give them to you now. And by the way, a shout out to my radio sister, Patty Jackson in Philadelphia. Do you know that to shut down Patty talking about what we were all talking about, a not-so-blind item that was in the Daily News lowdown column. Shout out to Lloyd Groves. We don't know this to be true, let me just say, but it sounded a lot like, remember the story we were talking about the TV personality who was dropped off in the limo by her husband to go into the award show, and while she was at the award show, he was cruising all the gay clubs around town and the gay happening spots. And the way that it was found out is that the limo company had to give the itinerary of what all the stops were made back to, very innocently, back to the people who were actually paying for the limo. And so that's how you get found out. You got to remember, somebody's got to pay for the limo. So they wanted the driver to be accountable for all the stops. And that's one thing if you're going to, a brownstone visiting a friend, then they don't know what's going on in the brownstone. But if you're going to, the How You Doing Club on Christopher Street, and the gay-friendly music is pulsating from the speakers outside on a hot summer night, well, How you doing? Anyway, so apparently my radio girlfriend Patty talked about the story on the radio and plugged Star and Al's name into it. And so now Star has hired the lawyer Bert Fields. Are you familiar with that name?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a heavy hitter. He's a heavy hitter in the celebrity world. And come after Patty Jackson to squash her and set an example to anybody else who's going to talk about this. A lot of protesting, Star. Oh, I didn't get my Chris Tucker quote in. Oh, well, I mean, Jackie Chan quote. He's talking a little greasy, just a little greasy about Chris Tucker. Okay, I'll do that in the next break. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
She says, I know that Tyrone doesn't care about me. And she says, he looks at me like I'm just a piece of, and I look at him like he's just some.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
I want to know what's up with Little Kim.
Please, more gossip, more gossip. You need to pick it up.
Wendy girl, who's the gay rapper?
Matter of fact, it's safe to say.
Rather controversial.
Controversy in the rap world.
This is what I know how to do, so I'm not playing.
I hear you.
Go hard or go home.
All right.
The ain't playing.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Oh, it's the weekend. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. I myself, in a matter of hours, will be in Columbia, South Carolina, shaking my tail feather at a club called V12 on Lady Street. I'm hosting an album release party there tonight. And I love going to Columbia, South Carolina. I'm on the radio there. Shout out to everybody listening. And, the people are just so nice and so friendly. And the food is just so good. And the strip clubs are just so pumping. And people really know how to party. I'm a party connoisseur. And as parties go, that's a hot place to party. And the barbecue is crazy. And, I'll be signing copies of my CD. If you all picked up my CD, Wendy Williams Brings the Heat Volume 1 there in South Carolina. Make sure that you bring your copy to the club. I know it's a little cumbersome, girls, to throw into your clutch bag. Or fellas, you got those big old pockets that, droop low on your pants and stuff. If you bring your CD, I'll sign it because it is a CD celebration party. Wendy Williams Brings the Heat Volume 1. Shout out to Deemy. She's the hood princess and she's royalty. And her empire was built on loyalty. And she does a song with Styles P on my CD. Love that. Shout out to A. Marie and Nas. Thank you for putting it down on your song. Shout out to Jaheim and Jadakiss. Shout out to M.O.P. who's now G Unit now. Yeah. They gave me an original song for my CD. People still think that I'm singing or rapping on the CD. My niece called me up yesterday. Aunt Wendy, I just heard you on TV. I didn't know you were doing The Surreal Life. And I said, well, Alex, your Aunt Wendy, she gets around. We're preparing next summer already, even though the summer this summer isn't even over. Next summer, my niece is going to come up an apprentice with me. Oh, yeah. Art, she's going to be one of the interns here for the summer, and we work her just like we work the other girls.
Well, not quite.
Well,
she's family.
Secretly, I'll be giving her a stipend.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be, and then I'm going to try to, get her a little internship with a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Or, maybe a Tyler Perry play or something like that. Get her a little internship. Because, she goes to a theater arts school in Miami. I mean, when she was born 13 years ago, I didn't even think I'd still have a career. But now, I'm fortunate enough to still have a career, and, she's probably the closest one in my whole family tree that is closest to me in terms of, we're the performers. We're like the breakout stars in terms of being a star. My sister, successful, my brother, successful, there's no bums in my family, but I'm talking about in the show business side of things. It's only me and my little niece, Alexandra, and she's 13. And boy, she's cut from the same cloth. In a lot of ways as me. So she's going to be coming up next summer, and I'm planning the whole thing. I think she's going to be here for a 60-day run. Oh. And then, leave for Martha's Vineyard with her family. So, I really wanted to have a great experience and be able to write like a book report on it or something like that, like a real deal working experience. And the only difference between her and the other interns will be that I'll be slipping her a stipend.
Okay, that's fair.
By the way, do you know that Jadakiss wrote 90% of Bow Wow's lyrics on his new CD? Wow. Go Jada! Go Jada! And publish it, all right? And do you know that Jadakiss has a hot 16 bars on Jaheim's song on my CD?
Every time.
Every time is the name of the song. Isn't that song number 2 on the CD?
Yes.
That's right now. That's right now. South Carolina tonight, Las Vegas tomorrow. Yep. International pimping.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to the fight. Hopkins Taylor. Are you going to be ordering that on pay-per-view, everybody? Just remember, it's going to be on pay-per-view. I actually don't know where my fight seats are. I've been exaggerating, telling you guys that I'm sitting ringside. But
at least you're in the building.
Yeah, I'll be in the building. I'll be in the building. Las Vegas. And then my birthday party is going to be right next door. Actually, I don't know that the Aladdin's right next door, but it's like right there in the... If you've ever been to Las Vegas, you know, everything is right there in the same area. Anyway, the birthday party, believe the doors open up at midnight at the Aladdin. The party goes to the break of dawn. Shout out to Seagram's Gin. Thank you so much. They're going to be having the fabulous open bar. All kind of pimps and players and playettes. And it's going to be the beautiful people, really. I'm wearing an evening gown. I mean, it's my birthday party, but I'm wearing an evening gown, a clutch bag.
Long ass hair.
You know what? I was thinking of maybe not going with that long ass hair. You know, that big wig. The problem, it was made by a fabulous woman, and I actually wear it in the new Source magazine that's coming out in September. You know, I thought she was going to be doing, my hair clips, because that's what I thought she was going to be doing. Instead, she pulled out a whole suitcase full of wigs. She says, "Which one do you want to wear?" I thought this one would be fabulous for you. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is an easier way to go. It's not my usual everyday hair. I don't know. I'll have to check out the look. But anyway, Vegas. Seagram's got the open bar. They got the seafood buffet. It's just going to be a whole lot of fun. Shout out to Big Reed. Shout out to Big Herb. I'll see everybody out there. So here's the quote from that's tomorrow in Vegas at the Aladdin. So if you're not going to be at the fight, just come to the Aladdin and let's pop bottles. That is going to be at the V Theater. V like victory. V Theater. Within the Aladdin. I know there's a lot of V's. Tonight I'm partying in South Carolina at V12. That's a club. And then tomorrow night, it's the V Theater inside of the Aladdin. Mm-hmm. So Chris Tucker, they say, is being a diva, holding up production for Rush Hour 3. There's a lot of demands going on, and all Jackie Chan wants to do, because he's old, he can't do many of his own stunts, and he just wants to get paid. And here's what Jackie says about Chris Tucker. This is a direct quote. He's still a new actor. How many movies has he made? 2 movies have already made him very famous and made him a lot of money. He needs to learn slowly. Well, the translation for that would mean, if you don't make this movie, I'm going to start talking about you. And why it is that you haven't done so much acting in your career to be a demanding diva. Does Jackie Chan have a right to talk about Chris Tucker like this?
He's a legend in the game.
Who's a legend in the game? Jackie Chan?
Yes, he is. He goes way back.
Well, all I know Jackie Chan from is a couple of Bruce Lee flicks.
He was his stunt double.
Oh, he was his stunt double.
Yeah, he stood in for Bruce Lee.
But he wasn't. Nobody can hear you. And why is your leg crossed like a woman?
Who?
Yours.
Because it's comfortable.
Anyway, he was a stunt double for Bruce Lee. He wasn't Bruce Lee.
But he's been in the game for years.
As a stunt double? Okay. As a bridesmaid, it doesn't count. Now he's a bride in Rush Hour. And I think that, and I could be wrong because I'm not a Rush Hour-nista, but don't they both star in Rush Hour?
Yes. Equal partners.
Equal partners. Mm-hmm. Something tells me there won't be a Rush Hour 4.
No.
While we're talking about legends of the game, here's a little piece of trivia that I bet you didn't know. I damn sure didn't. And we know Schwarzenegger, the governor, has foregone his salary as governor of California. But we know he's sitting on buku bucks, and he's married to Maria Shriver. But did you know that he's drawing a salary of $8.15 million over 5 years for serving as executive editor of Muscle and Fitness and Flex magazine? You knew that?
He built that magazine with Joe Weider. He damn near built that magazine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. Jeez Louise. You know, it's funny how money just continues to trickle in for the rich and the rest of us sit by the sidelines. Hey, you know, ladies, you know, I always talk about the Diane von Furstenberg wrap dresses being like an absolute go-to dress. You know, they're flattering on most everybody's figure because they cross over at the neck and then they whittle your waist in and then they hide a multitude of sins and they cut off at the knee. You can wear them to a cocktail party. You can wear them to a luncheon. You can wear them to work. You can wear just every place. Every place. I love a Diane von Furstenberg dress. And they retail for between $250 and $400. Well, I'm reading this article. It's so funny in the new In Touch magazine, and they list it as the must-have dress. More than 30 years after the wrap dress became a huge hit. By the way, I learned about the fabulous multi-functional Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress from my legendary mother, who, hi, Mommy, who used to wear them back in the day. And they were all the rave in her closet. More than 30 years after the wrap dress became a huge hit, Diane von Furstenberg's timeless designs are hotter than ever with Hollywood stars. Stars like Madonna, Renee Zellweger, Molly Sims, and Kelly Ripa are wearing the designs. Paris Hilton can't get enough of the curvy, clinging styles and orders the entire line every season. If you'd like to take a look, ladies, as opposed to, you know, just taking a trip specifically, you know, out to look at the dresses, go to DVF.com. That stands for Diane von Furstenberg. Go to DVF.com. You're going to fall in love. You're going to fall in love. I just love those dresses. Shaquille O'Neal's house is on the market. Well, it's his Florida estate. You know, the one that is in the same neighborhood as Puffy and Gloria Estefan. The one that's like it sits between the beach and the mainland. So it's, you know, a little strip of what's-a-whoozin'. Problem is that there's a parade of tour boats cruising past all the time, doing celebrity spottings. And he's ready to be more quiet. He wants to set up house in Fort Lauderdale. Now, Shaq just bought this house about a year ago for $32 million. And he bought it virtually as soon as he walked in. He decided, his asking price is $32 million. He bought it for $19 million. It's a 20,000 square foot mansion. It was built in 1993 by a former Miami Heat player named Ron Cycli. Ron Cycli?
Yeah.
He spells his name R-O-N-Y.
Yeah, Ronnie Cycli, I'm sorry. White guy.
Okay. Ronnie Cycli. Well, here's what Shaq fell in love with immediately, that the house featured big, large entryways, because it was built by a basketball player, and, you know, Shaq is 7'1", and that's got to be a problem.
Yeah.
I know, I was telling you guys, you know, like, because I'm tall. My husband's tall. And, you know, he's not a big giant. He's, you know, like 6'2" or something like that. I'm 5'11". And you don't realize this if you're an average height person. And it's not so much the doorways, it's the height of the sinks in the bathroom. You know, I'm like hunching over like an old lady in the house that we used to live in before we live in this house, trying to brush my teeth to make sure all the spit lands in the sink. Like, the sinks were really, really low, to the point that we were about to start just a whole home wrecking thing, getting the sinks reset on, you know...
Pimp My Home.
Pimp My Home. On higher situations, so that we don't have to hunch over. And now we got this kid, he's little Shaq. You know, things just need to be raised up. Yeah. But then we moved. It turns out we bought the house from the guy and his wife who owned the house. And the guy who we bought the house from, is 6'7".
Oh, perfect.
So we walked into a perfect situation. Everything, the kitchen counters, you know, the sinks. The sinks are probably the biggest deal. You know, the doorways, we're not freakishly tall. I mean, I can walk through a doorway, you know, but it's the whole hunching over and brushing your teeth and hunching over in the kitchen to try to cut onions. I mean, can I get a break? Can we tall people get a break? So I understand how Shaq fell in love with this house. Anyway, he's moving to Fort Lauderdale. If you're interested in buying, though, this house for $32 million, it features 8 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, a tennis court, a racquetball court, a gym, a 300 feet of dock, and a 2-bedroom guest house, and it sits on 2.5 acres of land. And you can be neighbors with Puffy and the fabulous. How you doing? And the fabulous Gloria Estefan. Venus and Serena's new show starts on Wednesday. Isn't that July 20th, Wednesday? Yeah, that would be July 20th on the ABC Family Channel at 10 o'clock. It's called, they changed the title of the show because it was called something else originally, I forget, and I was telling you about the title up until last week. Venus and Serena for real. We can talk more about this the next break. Keep it where you got it. Thanks.
Wendy, man.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for like about 4 months now, and first time we had sex, he could not get it off at all.
Maybe it's drinking. Is he a drug user? Does he take any depressants or anything?
No, nothing.
Maybe it's how you do it.
The Wendy Williams Experience.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wendy Williams. Now, you know I always bring the heat, and starting now, I'm going to make it extra with the Seagram's Gin and Juice Hot or Not Calendar Girl Contest. The fabulous grand prizes include your own page in the 2006 Seagram's Gin Calendar, an all-expense-paid trip to the island photo shoot, and a professional makeover courtesy of the new Seagram's Gin and Juice Red Fury. So, ladies, if you're 25 and older, get your thong. Fellas, snap those pictures and log on to www.thewendywilliamsexperience.com to learn how to submit your own entry and peep the other photos. Just listen to me every day as I rate the best, the bustiest, and the beautiful, and then check out the website, SeagramsGin.com, to view this year's calendar girls and the new bold look of Seagram's Gin and Juice. This is going to be hot, and the only new Seagram's Gin and Juice Red Fury is bringing it to you with me, Wendy Williams.
Trey, where Wendy at? She in the back still? Recording spots?
She's somewhere around.
All right, well, we got to keep the show moving. Got to keep this moving. WBLS Mount Vernon. Join BLS every Friday at Lounge 42 West Broad Street for the WBLS live broadcast. Ladies 23, gentlemen 25 and older. Doors open at 11. Shout out to LifeWise Entertainment. And your boy Chuck Chillout is going to be on the mix. That's this Friday. That's the night. And also, the BLS Hummers are hitting the streets this week in Bronx, Sunday at 3 p.m. Join BLS at Bronx Suzuki, 4070 Boston Road, and enjoy lunch hosted by the Dr. Bob Lee and catered by Michelle Walker of OzzyChristines.com. Plus, enter to win a new Suzuki car. That's what's going on. And then next, Trevor, I got something that hits close to home to you. Yonkers.
Oh, my neck of the woods.
Yeah, join BLS Sunday, July 17th for the Yonkers African American Day Parade and Festival, Radford Street and South Broadway in Yonkers. Parade starts at 2 p.m. Anything you know about that area, Trev?
Yeah, no doubt. I've been living up there forever.
Okay, that's where you used to take the bus with the locks, right?
Locks, no doubt.
All righty. Well, look, this is your station. Tell them, Trevor.
That's Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yeah.
What's the date again?
July 17th, African American Day Parade and Festival, Radford Street and South Broadway in Yonkers.
Yeah, that goes up Radford Street, ends up on South Broadway.
Okay.
Goes up to Warburton, Trevor Park.
Yes.
Been going there every year.
And that starts at 2 p.m. All right. So let's get it going on.
All right, don't forget the Wendy Williams Experience up next. Vaughn Harper's up at 7. It's 107.5 WBLS. Today's R&B, Classic Soul, and the Wendy
Williams Experience. Oh, you're pretty good there, Trevor.
Are you feeling that?
You're pretty good. Okay, you're pretty good. Somebody who don't like to talk, you're pretty good.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, and the Wendy Williams Experience, 107.5 WBLS. Yeah.
Peace.
Bravo, I love when you do a-thons of being Bobby Brown. I just love it. That poor Bobby Christina. What a mess going on over there at that house. But it's just, you got to watch it, you know? My brother was over last night. He had brought over Shawshank Redemption. He and my father were watching that on the DVD, you know, and I called him upstairs. I wanted to show him something, and Being Bobby Brown happened to be on. He sits down on the couch in the room, leaves the old man downstairs watching Shawshank Redemption. He just gets all caught up in Being Bobby Brown. Before he knows it, he goes back downstairs. The DVD is done. My father's sleeping with his mouth open on the couch, and, you know. Yeah, it's just captivating. He had never seen Being Bobby Brown. It's like he and my sister-in-law are like, living under a pop culture rock. Well, they're public school teachers. They got enough to deal with during the day. You know, fighting kids and whatnot. And their mothers coming into the school. Well, the show goes out of its way to avoid this Serena and Venus show. Avoid things like racism, which I would love to hear their take, being that they are in a lily white profession, that they are just stomping all over. But it's still got its roots in lily whiteness. Yeah. Growing up poor and performance-enhancing drugs. Don't you want to know? I want to know. This is what I love about the Browns. They put it all out there. And how about romance? Play the crickets. So this show is just really, a show about following them around from boutique to boutique as they shop, and they love clothes. So, you'll be seeing them just keep the crickets going. You'll be seeing them, interact with the clothing line. I don't know whether the father is on the show or not. I would imagine the mother is, and
the father should be on it.
Oh boy. I mean, at least that'll be a little excitement. Extra excitement and entertainment, but really, I would love to know whether they use performance enhancing drugs, or what they have to say on it.
Right.
They're not going to reveal whether they use it, but what they have to say. Mm-hmm. Maybe they could drop a few bombs as to who does, or something. Tyra Banks, I saw. I think during being Bobby Brown last night, I saw a commercial for her show.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I mean, it wasn't the most exciting promo. It wasn't, it could be great. Oprah co-signed her and of course, bringing her in. Oprah's might not be on the paperwork and might not be, but, when Oprah calls up and says, give this girl a show, ding, ding, ding. Now, I've seen the commercial, for Tyra Banks, which doesn't start until September, but they're promoting it now. I haven't seen any commercial for Robin Quiver's show. Have you seen any commercials for that? No. Those commercials should be starting. I haven't seen any commercials from Megan McClellan, Karen from Will and Grace. I haven't seen any commercials for her show. So Tyra's got a leg up on the competition. This is about Terry McMillan. Wendy, tell it like it is. She tried to play a poor foreigner and got played herself. People with money are always trying to do that, luring him with money to America. It got her nowhere. That's from Kelly Hunt. Damn, Kelly. So Wesley Snipes, press the appropriate button.
Uh-oh.
All right.
How you doing?
Well, Wesley has been declared an undesirable person, and that's while he was traveling in South Africa on a forged passport.
Oh.
Let's just backtrack for a moment. This is the same Wesley Snipes whose house just got repoed. What do you call that when a house, not repoed, but is it foreclosed? Yeah. When the sheriff department comes and slaps one of them bright notices so all the neighbors see that bright. No, I mean, I would imagine it'd be bright.
Very bright.
Bright, like that neon orange, so you can see it from a mile away. Ooh, damn.
In the dark.
You know what I'm saying? Glowing in the dark. You ain't pay your bills. And a huge padlock on the front door.
Yeah.
I don't know that they do that, but boy, oh boy. They need to put foreclosure tape around the scene, like the police put that yellow crime scene tape around something. Just to really embarrass you. Anyway, his house got foreclosed on. I believe it was like only $275,000 left on the mortgage. I say only. That's not only for me and you, but that's only for Wesley Snipes. And it's Art is the one who keeps saying, oh, yeah, well, Wesley's made plenty of money from the Blade movies and whatnot, that he's got money. That's just some old sidebar, negligent business stuff. Wesley has money. Don't cry for him, Argentina. I got to tell you something. It's one thing to neglect your bills when you have money, like, a couple of the stars, a few of the stars, as a matter of fact, more than a few. Every once in a while you see a star pop up owing $1 million to this person, or $300,000 or $30,000 to that person, or whatever. And we just poo-poo it off like, We know they got money. They're just busy touring. The accountant's probably, busy miscalculating or maybe trying to steal from said actor or actor. And they'll pay it and they'll go away. That's what I originally said about Wesley Snipes, but I don't know that he has money like that now. And Wesley Snipes is exemplifying some really irresponsible behavior. Remember the baby and the suit, and he wouldn't take the paternity test, and then the house being foreclosed in Florida, and now this. Traveling in South Africa on a forged passport. He was stopped at the Johannesburg airport in June after officials noted a problem with his passport. The South African Department of Home Affairs are the ones that detected that he's using a fake passport. When the system later rejected the identity number indicating his passport was fraudulent, immigration officials were instructed to be on the lookout for him when he was ready to leave the country. You see, he used the passport to get in, and then it came up fraudulent. So they said, okay, we're going to let him continue his vacation, but he has to come back through here. So when he came back through, exactly. He explained that he had applied for his South African documents for himself and his family through his American attorney. Oh, this must be the same one handling the foreclosure in Florida. Because Snipes was an illegal foreigner in terms of country's Immigration Act, yada, 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 he's an undesirable, meaning he will have to apply for a visa for future visits to South Africa. I'm being told I gotta go. Love you for listening. Take care. Bye.
Peace party, people. See you later.
Cause I'm saying bye-bye.
Good night.
Program complete.
Now, see, that's my problem. I love being on the radio, but that's the big problem with doing the national show is that the breaks are so condensed that when it's time to go into a break, I can't luxuriate in that was a messed up way to round out the show. I am very disgusted. That's what I love about the bonus hour. The bonus hour, I can luxuriate in conversation, and I'm not going to be cut off by constraints of serving, a massive amount of people and, radio stations and whatnot. So we'll luxuriate in conversation, linger, if you will, during the bonus hour, which is up next on your radio station, 107.5 WBLS. Thanks.
Since you've been listening this far, we're going to throw in a little bonus hour. You ready?
How long is this bonus hour gonna last? I'm getting addicted.
No, let me tell you, I love this extra hour.
Everything is organic here on the bonus hour.
Yeah, baby. Hey, yo, check this out. It's Wendy, man. Here it is. It's the bonus hour on the Wendy Williams Experience.
107.5 WBLS, New York.
Okay. It's my favorite part of the show. Bonus hour where we luxuriate. God, when I woke up this morning, that rain was... Did you wake up during the fire part of the rain? When the rain was just falling down and you just wanted to massacre everybody, especially your boss, because you knew that you were obligated to go to work today? Oh, God. Oh, boy. I'm so glad it's cleared up. You know why? Because when you fly to South Carolina, you got to fly to a major hub and then get onto one of those smaller planes and then fly one of those little tiny planes like a 25-seater to South Carolina. One of those planes that just blows around in the clouds and all right, let me stop talking doom and gloom, but all I'm saying is Hollywood, you might want to get a few best of shows together.
Oh yeah, why?
Oh, he wasn't paying attention. He's looking through the You don't even want to know. I'm flying a crop duster into South Carolina in a couple of hours. So a few best stuff shows, just in case. Art, you can hit the appropriate button.
Yeah. I'm looking at classifieds.
Why do I always, we wonder why the rappers talk doom and gloom in their raps. Do I do any different by talking about careening off the West Side Highway and blowing through the crowds in a crop duster?
No.
And talking about how VH1's got lots of death footage on me?
Yeah. You ready to die like Biggie, too?
I've lived a good life. Oh. My sister will take fabulous care of Junior. She won't trick up the money at the mall. If he's smart enough to go to MIT, then that's where he'll go.
Uh-oh.
Get him a little Maybach or something like that. Wow. After interest and everything. Wow. I mean, maybe she'll be able to really do it, with that little bit of money that he gets left. All right, let me stop talking. Anyway, you guys, okay, so we've made it a poll question. Remember yesterday on the bonus hour, I was telling you guys about the story of Shannon Castile and the April Fool's joke from the radio station out in Los Angeles. She thought that she won the grand prize in a big contest, which was a big, beautiful Hummer, and she got to the radio station to pick up her keys for her prize. And turns out they gave her a remote, and she pressed the button, and out rolls a little tiny toy Hummer. So she was upset and humiliated, and she hired herself an attorney, and she and the attorney have filed their papers saying that the radio station violated California law and FCC regulations by misrepresenting the prize being offered, and she's asking for $60,000, the cost of a Hummer. And there were 8 people in the studio yesterday during the bonus hour, including me, and 7 people raised their hands saying yes, they'd sue, and I'm the only one who held out. Like, what the hell? Don't you have better things to do? It was April damn Fools. The radio station didn't say that it was a Hummer with, Coach leather seats. Nor did they say it was a Hummer with plastic seats by Mattel. They just said, I would imagine a beautiful Hummer, with all the whistles and bells. So, that's your fault for getting carried away on April Fool's Day. That's why I don't like April Fool's jokes. That's why I don't like shows like Punk. And that's why, it is not a game out here. So now the radio station's getting sued, and I wouldn't bother. I got better things to do. You live and you learn, wah, wah, wah,
She may need a car.
Well, maybe she does need a car, but you want to know something? All right, so on the website, that's one poll question. Would you sue? And if you forgot what the story was that I just told you, you can read it again on my website, WendyWilliamsExperience.com. And this is just a simple yes or no. Would you sue? The other question that you'll see up on the website is based on, I can't read this. Okay. It's a website called Female First. And on the website, they're talking about Usher launching his children's charity, which I think is a fabulous thing. Usher has launched a new not-for-profit children's charity to transform the lives of some disadvantaged kids interested in pursuing careers in sports and entertainment. The charity is called Usher's New Look. And it was unveiled last month in New York at the hotspot Capitale. Now, for this audience, that name rings a bell because that was also the hot place to be for the Big Dons and Divas extravaganza. Oh, boy, I believe maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. Shout out to Question Mark Entertainment. That was a fabulous night. I wore a big pink fur hat, remember? Yes. And came in that big pink coat from Demetrio Furs and those pink satin boots and that black mini dress. And then I dropped the coat and... Oh, we had a wonderful time. Remember, it was hosted by Lisa Ray and Mackay Pfeiffer. Just fabulous. Anyway, it was launched at Capitale. And the charity's first task is to open a camp in Atlanta for 150 participants. Now, this same website goes on to say, but the campaign slogan, Usher presents Camp New Look, does nothing to quell rumors surrounding his sexuality. I don't get it. Now, while, we've talked about Usher before on the show, I'm not talking about him now. I don't get it. Usher presents Camp New Look. Is there anything remotely gay about that title? No. I don't see it. Although this website is females first, so maybe, it's a bunch of militant women who, And then they posed the question that now we're posing as one of our web poll questions. Is Usher gay? Do you think Usher is gay? Tell us what you think and win big. Well, that's on their website. We don't have anything for you to win. We're just asking your opinion. Is Usher gay? Look how I'm asking. Like I've been under a rock. Is Usher gay? I have no idea. I'm just simply... I was shocked when I saw this web poll question, but I said, oh, hell, we haven't done a web poll question in so long because Art was on hiatus, and he's the one in charge of, opening up the website and putting the web poll question on there. So there's 2 questions. Would you sue about the Hummer, and is Usher gay? Okay. Yes or
no, you mean, is Usher gay?
Is Usher gay? Yeah, that's how I'm asking. Is Usher gay? And would you sue about the Hummer? So, and I'll give you the web poll results on Monday. Okay? Okay, good. So, Tyler Perry, God, you got to respect this man's gangsta and this man's hustle. I have met him. He's a friend to the show. I interviewed Tyler maybe 2 years ago. Charming, handsome, yet not available to the likes of us. Ladies. Well, I think he has a significant other is what I'm saying. Easy. All right. Anyway, his big screen directorial debut, Medea's Family Reunion, began Monday. Lionsgate Entertainment. Now, I thought he actually directed the one that we just saw. What one was that in the movies? Medea Goes to Jail? Yeah, Medea Goes to Jail. I think that I'm not sure. Anyway, they're saying
Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Apparently he didn't direct it. I thought he directed it too. Well, it doesn't matter. He played just about every role, and they used his house, and that movie ended up going on and making $50 million. And the DVD for Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Oh, by the way, and it also opened #1 when it came out. And the DVD for Diary of a Mad Black Woman was released earlier this month, and it sold 2.4 million units in the first week alone. So Homeboy is caking off with his partner's Lionsgate film. Here's what Lionsgate president says. Discovering Tyler Perry has been a very rewarding venture for Lionsgate Film. We couldn't be prouder of Tyler's success. The continuing saga of Medea's enormously humorous trials and tribulations will keep audiences / and our pockets here at Lionsgate Film happy all over again. We look forward to his second endeavor in what promises to be a very successful sidebar and lucrative franchise. So, Medea's Family Reunion is based on the stage play. This is when Medea takes on the daunting task of organizing a family reunion. Now, anybody whoever's organized the family reunion knows it is. I've watched my mother do ours, the Travis Family Reunion. Travis is the name on my mother's side of the family. And anyway, you know who's in it? He's actually pulled big this time. Not that he didn't pull big last time. I love Jennifer Lewis. You know her? Tangi Miller. I don't know who Keke Palmer is, but we all know Maya Angelou. We know Cicely Tyson. We know Lynn Whitfield. We know Blair Underwood. And we know Boris Cujo. Nice. And, of course, Tyler Perry will be playing all the other roles himself. As usual. I love his hustle. Let's talk about Jessica Simpson and the fallout. The divorce papers are in. The announcement has been made public. The tabloids will be all over this story next week. But this is one of the first places that you heard about it here on the show, that Nick and Jessica's marriage is over. Jessica has filed for divorce. She's luxuriating between the arms and other of Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville has filed divorce from his wife, and they're out of the closet with their romance. The Dukes of Hazzard, their remake of the TV classic, premieres on July 28th. Now that they've made the big announcement, and Joe Simpson, Jessica's father, has encouraged the two of them to sell their stories to the tabloids. Just if you sell it to the tabloids, they will stop being in the bushes. They will stop stalking you all and whatnot. And nobody will get the words twisted if they hear it from you all. Plus, it's extra money. You're going to need it in your divorce payments. Will Jessica have to pay Nick? Of course. She's worth more than him. I mean, I say that confidently, right? Yes, of course. She's been working. Are you kidding me? And then Johnny Knoxville will have to pay his wife. So.
You believe it?
Do I believe that the marriage is over?
Or there's a stunt to sell movie tickets?
No, I don't believe that it's a stunt to sell movie tickets.
Okay.
I absolutely do not believe that in the state of fragility for both of their marriages, because people have been talking for a couple of months now about the relationship between Johnny Knoxville and Jessica Simpson, and both of their spouses you've got to figure that when the door closes and it's only the two of them in each of their separate houses, all hell breaks loose regarding their separate behaviors outside. I mean, between Jessica's constant shopping, Nick's inability to understand she can afford what she buys, and just because you can imagine her talk to him behind the scenes. Right. She's not the little virgin anymore. While I'm sure she's still as ditzy as ever, she's got a leg to stand up on to fight him with pinky out and all up in his face. You're just jealous as she mushes him in the temple. Right?
Broke behind, so.
Right. Well, Jessica already had a fallout with her mother-in-laws before this divorce was even announced. According to the insiders, Nick's parents, John and Kate Lachey, are worried that Jessica's priorities were all crazy anyway, since they got married in October of 2002. His family thinks that Jessica has been more concerned with being a big star than being a good wife. And the Lachey parents feared all along that Jessica's behavior at her 25th birthday party on July 9th was a bit over the top. They were apparently at the party, and Nick was there and whatnot, and she was celebrating, and she avoided the Lachey family all night, instead choosing to party with the in crowd. And she even ignored Nick at her own birthday party. Yeah. Wow. I don't know why they didn't make the announcement before her birthday party. Then she could have really partied the way she wanted.
Apparently she did anyway.
Apparently, exactly. But Jessica, guess what? Because of the way you're doing things, to take a page from The Color Purple, ain't no good gonna come to you until you do right by Nick. And that would include respectfully bowing out, not flaunting your relationship with Johnny Knoxville until it's flauntable, like once the divorce papers are signed, and giving him proper alimony. Even though there are no kids, he doesn't need much alimony. I think a lump sum should be sufficient, Nick. Yeah, don't pull a Jonathan on us, because truly we're not having it from you. Why does it seem like Nick would be the type to walk away with his dignity anyway and not want anything from her? I mean, he seems like that type. I don't know him, but who wouldn't like to? All cute and masculine. I've never looked at him with a queer eye. I mean, clearly he's a metrosexual guy, but I've never looked at him with a queer eye. Yeah. Well, there was noticeable tension in the air at the party as the Lacheys saw how Jessica steered clear of them. Nick's parents aren't just disappointed with Jessica. They didn't see eye to eye with her father, Joe, either. Joe, of course, is the manager of Jessica and producer of the Newlywed Show. Joe has had a lot to say over the path that the couple took during their marriage. But that didn't, of course, always agree with Nick. And I've been reporting the stories about Nick and Joe, butting heads. But the party was like the last stop. And here's some more inside news about the party. Now, mind you, the party happened last week. And yesterday, I just announced that they're officially getting divorced. But according to people who were there, Jessica's mom planned the party and invited most of the guests. But Nick invited a bunch of his buddies and spent the whole night with his family and his friends, drinking a little too much. They went on to say it's no wonder that when it came time for Jessica to blow out the candles, Jessica paused for a long time, perhaps for wishes that this damn marriage could be over. And now it is. I don't know. I'm sorry. I was just taking a moment to myself. Now that she's gone on and started a brand new relationship, apparently cheating on Nick. Yeah. Do we look at her the way we look at Brad Pitt? Like, why are we giving it so much to Brad when in actuality, Jessica's no better than Brad Pitt? Poor Nick. Poor Nick.
You take a Nick side, huh?
Yeah. I normally take the side of the... But you want to know what? I can't, because things happen. Nick chose to marry a virgin. There's problems right there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad Zoe's not in here. I mean, not that that's a problem. It's nice. You know, she was pure as the driven snow and everything like that. But the thing that you have to be aware of is when she starts to feel her sexuality and don't let her get her career on at the same time. What? And let her start out looking nice, but then zhuzh it up and look even better. All three of these things happened to Jessica while she was married. She was a cute girl, but now she looks fantastic. I mean, a little skinny for my taste, but I'm talking about in the regular world of like how America likes to see, you know, their white girls real thin and like that. Then her career, I mean, she had a career, but it's been zhuzhed up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she dressed like a hillbilly before, and now, you know, she's the go-to person for these people who write about fashion. Jessica Simpson has the newest Balenciaga or whatever, Balenciaga bag. Jessica Simpson, you know, has the newest bag from Hogan. Jessica Simpson was given, I mean, you know, she's a fashionista's dream. And now she's starting to feel all that stuff and getting her sexuality on and realizing that, hey,
there's more deals, Nick, out there.
Yeah. There's more deals, Nick. And I'm on a hunt. Didn't she just seem like such a dead fish, though, on the Newlyweds show?
Yeah.
Didn't she seem like beautiful, but like she fanned her hair out and just laid like Mariah Carey?
But it worked.
She doesn't seem like that anymore. See, that's the thing. That's the problem. I'll tell you, it's better to marry a soiled woman. I don't mean to sound so harsh with it, but a soiled woman,
AKA seasoned.
AKA seasoned, worked the track a bit.
Yeah.
You know, she's ready to hang up her black book and perhaps a portion of her condom collection. No, a portion. You know, she may have to get back out there for a little taste every now and then. But the point is that she's not trying to leave you for Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
You know,
she can take it or leave it.
Yeah, a soiled woman is glad to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there might be a milkman or a Poland Springs delivery man that, you know, she might want to get with for just a moment.
Yeah.
And when I say a moment, I mean a 2-hour period of time while you're out.
Yeah. A retired hoe is always better.
Right, exactly. Shout out to all the soiled women and the men who've fallen in love with us. Yeah. And shout out to all the virgins. Now, there's a problem. Yeah. I mean, not that you're a virgin. That's not the problem. You all go on and present. And I'm not talking to 18-year-old girls, okay? Miss Wendy doesn't do the show for you. The demographics of WBLS are 25 to 54. I'm talking to grown people. And watch me get faxes saying, oh, Wendy, why are you telling young girls? No, I'm talking about grown women. And also, there's something to be said for holding off on marriage. Jessica got married too young. And so did Nick. Well, not really. I mean, they've been married for 3 years. He's 31 now, so not him, but her. Mm-hmm. That's all. Vaughn's in here with the Quiet Storm and had a 7 o'clock. Madonna's on the September issue of Vogue magazine. It's called The Age Issue, The Secret to Tight Tone Arms. Madonna reinvented for the very last time. Marvelous Mom, English Lady of the Manor. Boy. I can't tell whether this is Lord as cut off in the picture, but she might have her daughter here in the picture. I don't know. There's another article within it. It's called Living with Cancer, Models Will Survive. I can tell you one thing about this Madonna. She really has it in for Mariah Carey. In my magazine, it says that, for Live Aid. How am I doing for time? Because I won't even get into this story. What do I have? 8 minutes or something? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. At Live 8, what did I call it? At Live 8 in London, Mariah Carey was wearing a black mini dress. So Madonna throws the remark, how did she squeeze her puffy self into that dress? What a cutting, terrible thing to say. Yet, Girls will be girls. Madonna couldn't believe that Mariah was invited to perform at Live 8. I don't know why. Well, you were busy pretending to be English, Madonna. Mariah Carey was establishing herself, and this is no disrespect to you, Madonna, because I love you also. But, you know, when you're coming for Mimi, I got to come for you. It's different when Brenda K. Starr comes for Mimi. But not you, Madonna. The one with the voice that's got to be zhuzhed up 1,000 times to sound remotely interesting and talented. Come on. Just stop fighting, both of you. I don't love Madonna, though, as much as I love Mariah, but I did back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, I was a fan of Madonna's like all the other girls. Macy's had a big Madonna department, and I wore the black rubber bands and all that lace and, you know, the poofy crinoline in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon while the sun was out. Remember? The socks turned down with the ruffles on them. Big old Aunt Jemima rag in my hair.
Mariah was a fan, too.
Mariah was a fan, too. We all were fans. Layer after layer of pearls and crosses and stuff. I've been to 3 Madonna concerts in my life. This is back then. I mean, you know, that's more concerts for a single artist that I've ever been to. Like, you know, I've been to, you know, one R. Kelly concert, you know, one of this, one of that, but 3 Madonna concerts. And I stood in line for about 2 hours. This is while I was a disc jockey and maybe, you know, could have called in a favor or something like that. Stood in line for 2 hours and paid the $60 for the Madonna sex book. Yeah, I'm a fan. But I'm not a fan of the new Madonna. You know, the whole holier than thou. You know, bitch, please. You know what I'm saying? I saw Truth or Dare, not once, but several times. I have the sex book. You know, please. And I understand we all grow up and put things where back there, but you have put things a little too far back, affecting that fake English accent. And yeah, it was Madonna stuffing her puffy body into a little tight dress. What are you, upset because you've worked yourself down to having an androgynously masculine body? Are you jealous of Mariah's feminine, soft curves? And her slightly more youthful appearance than you? Come on, Madonna, fall back. Fall back. Because you have things that Mariah could be jealous of, too. Mariah longs to luxuriate in the arms of secure love that you and Guy have. Mariah, I think, would make a great mother. But, you know. Hey. Alas, she's still out here working the track.
Yeah.
You've got 2 beautiful kids after a career that is, you know, fabulous. So just fall back, everybody. Madonna reportedly told the Live 8 organizers that she needed to stay as far away from Mariah as possible. Mariah's 35, Madonna's 46. Listen to how these girls are acting. Let me know when she's leaving her trailer, because that's when I'm out of here, Madonna reported. And then in the meantime, Mariah's sitting in her trailer watching Madonna's performance and how Madonna whipped the crowd into a frenzy. Oh, she damn sure did. I watched it on TV. I didn't see any other performances on Live 8, but I got there for my girl Madonna, and I was like, just like a prayer. Woo! Take me there. She was with the choir wearing white. Yeah. Because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I remember when I was, you know, back in the day, you know, I was working Kiss. My boss today was my boss back then, Vinny. Vinny didn't have Justify My Love added to the playlist.
Oh, no.
And I was like, Vinny, come on. And so he allowed me to play it, you know, on my show when I wanted. Nobody else was begging for it at that time. You know, everybody else, I guess, was more mature. They had their own musical taste, and it damn sure wasn't Madonna. You know, Carol Ford and Chris Welsh and them. I worked with the legends, you know. I was doing the night show, so I was on from 6 to 10. And the top 8 at 8 countdown. I even had it on the countdown. Wendy, I let you play the song, but it's a bit much to say that it's one of the 8 most requested songs in the city. What, Vinny? Wanting, bump, dump, doom, bump. Needing, bump, bump, waiting, bump, for you. Please justify my love. But he allowed me. Thank you, Vinny. You've let me bend the rules more than a few times in my life. Not enough, though. There's always more bending to be done.
You said.
Anyway, Mariah watched the performance. The crowd was whipped into a frenzy. Madonna had him going, and Mariah was very uncomfortable. Madonna stole the show, according to people at Live 8. Damn. And Mariah spent her time backstage with singer Joss Stone, who's 18. And this is what Mariah says about Joss. When I started out the same age as her, I never got to meet any famous artists. And well, she was in the Gilded Cage, held captive by Tommy Mottola. This is, I think I read to you Mariah's statement about Madonna yesterday. I'll do it again. I haven't really paid any attention to Madonna since like 7th or 8th grade when she used to be popular. Yesterday, I couldn't understand why why Mariah would make a statement like that about Madonna. I thought it was quite catty. But it's today that I found out the rest of the story. You know, the stab about stuffing into a black dress. Only because I stuff myself into stuff too. So I took that personally, Madonna. And besides, Madonna's just mad because she can't stuff. Because she's nothing but a mass of muscle. Yeah. I mean, some men like that. Quite frankly, if I was a man, I'd prefer feminine curves, soft. Don't work yourself out to the point of
hardness.
Hardness. As a woman, we're soft, feminine. Belly's not too hard. Arms not too firm.
Oh, yeah.
Booty not too muscular.
Why not?
And our waists sink in, and our hips flare out a bit, and our breasts, well,
it's a story of their own.
That's the difference between a man and a woman. Not that they have to be big, but the point is that Mariah is soft.
Yeah. There's some soft men out there too.
And when a drag queen dresses as a drag queen, what do they try to affect?
Yeah.
They wear that corset to pull in their waists.
Yeah.
And they wear those Frederick Hollywood booty pads and hip pads to flare out the lower area.
There you go.
And they puff up their boobs, and that's a woman. And so Madonna fires back on Mariah, saying, I think that it's an artist's responsibility to have a point of view. Perhaps somebody like Mariah Carey wishes she could make that happen. On the other hand, if you're not terribly bright, I suppose you don't really give a damn. Oh, calling Mariah dumb. Well, Mariah, that's been said before. I love you, Mimi, but you could stand to open a book.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes. Oh, hell, just sing. Just sing. Give us what we want, Mariah. Be fabulous. All right, look, we're taking a break. I spent entirely too much time, I think, on that story. You hear about the mother accused of throwing her kids in the trunk?
Oh!
And the 246 cats living in the house?
Damn.
I'm going to fill you in on that. Plus, a married listener, college-educated magna cum laude, to a woman who's just entered the corporate world. We'll talk about these buppies, or they could be yuppies. Next on the Wendy Williams Experience. Keep it here.
What's up? This is New Edition.
New Edition.
That's right. You're listening to the bonus hour right here on 107.5
WBLS.
That's right, baby.
Hey now. All right. See you all out in Las Vegas tomorrow night. Don't forget. I mean, if you're going to be there, the Aladdin at midnight. Shout out to Seagram's Gin and Juice. Thanks for sponsoring the big after-fight party / my birthday party. I got a blind item for you, and I think I've got a pretty damn decent answer. Are you ready? Sources say a Hollywood actress / mistress is supporting her very married baby's daddy, who has been unable to financially support his actual family including a wife and other kids, because of several failed businesses. Now remember, this is not another actor, the man. Businesses. He owes people money all over New York City. So he's been hiding out. I'm going to have to catch a Tourette's moment on this. No, I'm just going to talk. Sources say, this wouldn't be the first time that said actress hooked up with somebody else's guy. Shout out to Melba Moore. However, we're certain that she didn't anticipate that this particular guy's money troubles would be so bad that his daughter couldn't get her high school transcript because Pop owed the school money. Damn. Michael Michelle, Jimmy Rodriguez, all of his restaurants and whatnot, and we heard that he allegedly owes money all over New York City. She poached Melba Moore's husband, because remember, this says this wouldn't be the first time the actress hooked up with somebody else's guy.
Yeah.
Melba Moore was married to her man, her husband. Michael Michelle came in and was the role of the mistress. I don't know this to be true. I'm just throwing it out there. I'll read it to you again. Sources say this Hollywood actress / mistress is supporting her very married baby's daddy, who has been unable to financially support his actual wife and other kids because of several failed businesses. He owes people all over New York City, so he's hiding out. Well, at one point, it was like, where's Waldo, where's Jimmy? Allegedly. This wouldn't be the first time a said actress hooked up with somebody else's guy. However, we're certain that she didn't anticipate this guy's money troubles would be so bad that his daughter couldn't get her high school transcript because Pop owes the school money. I got that blind item from John Murray. Hey, John. All right. I mean,
it's obvious.
Yeah. He gave us a selection of guesses. I love John. He gives us choices. Nia Long. Who's she messing with? Who's married with New York City failed businesses? No. Tracy Ellis Ross. That was just to throw it in there. Yeah. Try to throw us off the path. Irma Hall. Who's that? He just made up a name. Paula J. Parker. Or is that Paula J. Parker? She just spelled. All right. She spells it Jai. Paula J. Parker? No. And then Michael Michelle.
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, ding, ding. Diana Williams, shout out to you. Thanks for writing in. She says, Wendy, this ain't the first time Prince Albert has gone to the dark side. Talking about Prince Albert, I was reading you the story about, his mistress with the 2-year-old and the heir to the throne. She goes on to say, while Albert was in college in the U.S., he dated several black women, but his parents put a stop to it all. This just in, Dateline, McLean, Virginia. A mother has been charged with felony child abuse and child cruelty after she allegedly forced 2 of her children to take turns riding in the trunk of the car on an 8-hour drive from Alabama to Virginia. Sherry Ann Shoemaker, 38, forced the 2 girls, ages 8 and 10, to take turns in the trunk July 1st because there wasn't enough room in the actual car, according to her ex-husband, Curtis Shoemaker. The woman was driving 5 children, including an infant, to her ex-husband's home outside of Washington, D.C., None of the children were injured during the trip. The girls told their father what happened the next day, and he's the one who called the police. They asked to be let out. It was hot. Only because this sounds like a country move, so I'm going to throw in, mostly because it's from Alabama to Virginia, which is actually, they said Washington, D.C., but, Virginia part right outside of Washington, D.C. Efforts to reach this lady were unsuccessful on Monday. 3 of the 5 girls in the car were the Shoemaker's children. 1 of the other children was a family friend, and the infant was Cheryl Shoemaker's, I guess, from another relationship. So she's scheduled to be arraigned on July 22nd, and she faces a maximum of 5 years in prison. I say skip the trial and just give it to her.
Yeah.
How dare her? It's been a hot summer, too. What? And in other crazy people in the news, then we're going to get to the cum laude situation. Dateline today, Fairfax, Virginia. Animal control officers have removed 187 cats from a house in Mount Vernon. That would be, Mount Vernon, part of Virginia. And 59 cats and 1 dog from a home in Falls Church, Virginia, according to the authorities. Now, in Mount Vernon, in that case, police went to the home of Ruth Newvin, who's 82. Oh, the cat lady. And living inside, they found 187 cats. Damn. Cops said the dead bodies of 86 more were left in a trash bin outside. Most of the surviving cats were sent to animal shelters, but animal control officers said they have to go back and get the other cats that are still alive in the walls and the chimney. Oh, imagine the smell. I can't even deliver the story without tuning up my nose. And now, in another case, officers found 59 cats and a dog at a house on Hillsborough Drive in Falls Church, Virginia on June 27th. The bodies of 29 dead cats were found on the property where a 58-year-old woman named Jane Baldinger lived. Animal control officers took the surviving cats and the 1 dog into custody. In both cases, guess what? Neighbors complained of a foul stench surrounding the area. Damn.
Imagine.
Oh, yeah. Let's get to ordinary people in the audience and their extraordinary problems. Dear Wendy, I'm a 28-year-old recently married college-educated woman, magna cum laude, and I just entered the corporate world. My job provides more than enough financial stability for me and my husband. However, this is my problem, for which I need some quick advice. You see, about 3 years ago, my parents passed away, and they had custody of my sister's children because my sister was a drug addict. Since the children were without guardianship, I took custody of the kids. It's been a hell of a 3 years, Wendy. My finances are similar to a welfare mom because everything I make goes towards care, shelter, food, clothing, etc. of 2 of the children, a boy 15 and a girl 11. Nobody helps out, and I make too much money to get on welfare. Not that I would want to do that anyway. Recently, my sister resurfaced and said that she wanted her kids back. Well, she's been through a million rehabs, Wendy, but now believes that her last stint helped cure her disease. And she says she's ready to be a mother again. Now, remember, this is a 28-year-old married woman in corporate America. God, this is like hellified. She doesn't have any kids herself. It's she and her husband, and now 3 years ago, she took custody of the kids. Okay, she goes on to say, I'm trying to help her out by getting an apartment and a job, but I'm so scared to give the children back to her. I just took a promotion in another state and will be relocating very soon. Not having her kids would be a blessing, Wendy, in terms of the relocation. I would finally be able to live comfortably like I used to and get to know my husband of 1 year all over again. I won't even mention the amount of stress having these 2 kids has put on our marriage. Yeah, baby. Yeah, 15 and 11-year-old. Let's start with, you ain't my daddy, and you ain't my mother. You know what I mean? Please. How can I ensure that she's ready to take the kids back? I know that they want to be with her, and yada, yada, yada. All right, let's cut to the chase. Oh, wait, let's describe her first. I like the description. Wendy, I'm 28, I'm gorgeous, and I'm a free spirit. It's time to be free again. These kids are grown. A girl who's 11 and a boy who's 15 can surely call you if their mother is back to using drugs and it's not an environment that they need to be involved with. I mean, if they have the sense. I'd pick up the phone right away. Hello, Auntie. She's at it again. We're not registered for school. You know, there's constantly dishes in the sink, which we help out with that. Now, remember, you're not giving back, 5 and 4-year-olds. These are grown people, 11 and 15, in terms of describing evildoers coming in and out of the house. Oh, she's got her druggy friends coming in and out of the house. Listen, give the kids back. If she says she's ready, then you got to go with that. Mostly because your marriage is your life is going to end because you're trying to take care of these kids. These kids are old enough to give you a call. Now, you have the heart-to-heart talk with these kids, each together, as separately and then together. Make sure they always have your number tucked away and be prepared for anything. But give them back and see what happens. And I wish you luck with your new job. Relocate and get to know your husband before you're the next one in divorce court.
Yeah, baby.
Cameron Diaz's case is about to come up in court or something like that. Kinky topless photos of her that have surfaced from a photographer who took the pictures years ago. Jury selection began the other day in the trial. The photographer is a 42-year-old man named John Rutter, and he's being charged with attempt grand theft, forgery, and perjury stemming from a 2003 bid to sell these topless photos of her and some video that he shot of her back in 1992. I mean, this wasn't that before The Mask? Yeah, didn't The Mask come out in the mid-90s, maybe 94, 95? Yeah, so in 92, she was, a nobody in terms of the acting world. Well, Cameron is saying, yeah, that's me in the pictures, but I never signed a model release for him to be selling and publishing the sexy pictures. So they're going to court over that, just in case you care. I was about to tell you the Billy Preston story, and then we're going to get back to real people and their real problems. I got an advice question. So I was telling you about that yesterday, and then we got cut off. I still have a few minutes left on this show, so let me just get this in before the weekend starts. By the way, don't forget, tomorrow is WBLS Cruise number 2 aboard the Hudson River, and it's going to be a fabulous cruise. The food, the dessert, the Chuck Chill Out in the mix, the whole bit, the grown and sexy, da-da-da. Go to our website to find out more information at WBLS.com. And tonight, the place to be is Lounge 42 West Broad Street in the Fleetwood section of Mount Vernon. Doors open up at 11 o'clock. It's the WBLS live broadcast. It's always fun for everybody. So, go to the website to find out more information, but I'm here to tell you that that's always a great party, Lounge 42. I need some crazy glue. Alexis didn't give me back my crazy glue yesterday.
She didn't return it?
No. Don't get her, though. She brought in a birthday cake.
That's true.
She brought in a nice birthday cake. Art said she didn't return it, like he's about to really, let her have it.
By the way, Ellen Claycorn of the morning show loved your birthday cake. She said it was delicious.
Oh, yeah, it was good. It sat in the office all the way until this morning?
And she had it for breakfast this morning. She said it was delicious.
It was sitting out since 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, in Ed's possession from Air America.
In Ed's possession?
Yes.
Oh, my God. No. He's a lovely man, but truth be told...
Uh-oh.
He's the killer. And you know what I mean. Go back there and check and see if Ed's listening. Go occupy his time or something. Thank you. Send one of the interns. Okay, she gave me the high sign. He's not listening. Listen, there's this guy who works here. I'm not even going to repeat his name. He works on the same floor as us. And I know you guys have people like this that you work with. You could probably name, who's the one person at your job that would come in and go postal on everybody? Like the post office massacres. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here, on the 41st floor, there are 9 people in the room. Who agrees it would be Ed? Every single... Oh, there's some people raising 2 arms at a time.
And a leg.
So Ed had the remainder of the cake overnight, and Ellen ate it this morning.
Yeah.
You all, Ellen might not be here on Monday.
Uh-oh.
As a matter of fact, you might need to get that footage together. Not crazy Ed. In possession of something people actually eat. He's a nice man, though, but... Anyway, so Billy Preston, everybody, is facing his court battle. I mean, this story keeps resurfacing. I guess it's Marsha. I told you the story yesterday. Why am I doing it again? Or didn't I round out this story?
Well, you zhuzhed over it.
I zhuzhed over it?
Yeah.
Well, here's a light zhuzh over again then. Billy Preston was 58. He did some songwriting. He played with the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and, back in the 60s. And, he was like the Lenny Kravitz of his time, kind of, sort of, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No, I guess that would be Jimi Hendrix was the Lenny Kravitz of his time. Anyway, but Billy Preston was a rock and roller, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
And then he had the song Nothing from Nothing Leaves Nothing. Yeah. When I was I think like 6th grade, that song was popular. 6th or 8th or something like that. I remember my family, it was the first time I'd been out of the country. We went on summer vacation to Venezuela. And Caracas is where we stayed. And Billy Preston was playing in the hotel lounge. And that song was popular. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You gotta have something. And I think that was he's probably the first celebrity I ever met. The first celebrity that I ever actually saw was Vic Miles. Do you remember him? New York City, 1970s into the early 80s. Vic Miles, black man, had a Nat King Cole effect in his look. We were in the city one day, and Vic was walking in the street. And we were going uptown to visit Aunt Suni and Uncle Al. They lived in Harlem. And Vic was walking the street, and we were at a light, and my father spotted him and buzzed down the window and, "Hi, Vic!" That's all my father said, and he waved, and that was it. And he's a newscaster in New York. He wasn't all over the world, but a celebrity nonetheless. Yeah. Anyway, you'll have to deal with the zhuzh over that story that I gave you yesterday. I got a headache. Do I have time to get into another story?
Oh, no, it's time to go home. It's time for you. It's time to go home.
Oh boy! All right. Well, then it is what it is. I love you for listening today. That's for sure. And now I'm heading to the airport for South Carolina, and then tomorrow night I'll be in Vegas. I'll see you in Las Vegas. If you want any information about anything going on with this show, activities from the Bodylicious cruise to Vegas to whatever, go to the WendyWilliamsExperience.com. Vaughn Harper's up next with The Quiet Storm on 107.5 WBLS. Bye-bye.
The Wendy Williams broadcast day has completed.
Aw, man!
And WBLS music starts next.
Order in the